HPC. More rambling from me from this book, Incomparable, by Andrew Wilson. One of the things he suggests actually is that we pause and praise our God, particularly using Psalm 104. There's a great song by a guy called Matt Searles, which uses Psalm 104. So if I remember, I'll try and put it in the link to today's ramble. God was not having a bad day when he made you. You might be having a bad hair day. You might actually be having a bad life day, but God wasn't having an off day when he made you. God is the craftsman par excellence. Everything he creates, he does so brilliantly, beautifully, perfectly. I think we instinctively feel that when we see one of those David Attenborough um, uh, wildlife documentaries and we see the lion or the leopard or the tiger and we wonder at its beautiful craftsmanship. Or perhaps you're having a wander in the garden and you see a butterfly and the intricacy and beauty of it just amazes you. I got a bit carried away last week. I saw a red kite over Hailsham and its staggering created beauty as it just was able to glide for seemingly ever over the town. That got me very excited. Perhaps that's just me. But it's helpful to think God made everything, and none of the things he made, he did so because he was bored or fed up or having a bit of an off day. That there is one thing, one pinnacle of his creation, one thing made in his image, and that's you and me. Andrew Wilson goes on in the book to introduce us to something I'd never heard of before, these diatoms, individual microscopic algae which live in water and which are responsible for producing up to 35% of our world's oxygen. Pretty amazing, but not as amazing as you and me, as humanity, the very pinnacle of God's created order, of God's craftsmanship, the only thing in creation of which it said they were made in the image of God. It's no wonder that David in Psalm 139 sings, "I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made." And he wasn't just talking about himself, he was talking about all of us as humans are fearfully and wonderfully made. Regardless of age or race or mental ability or ethnicity, we are all God's craftsmanship and the pinnacle of his work. I wonder if one of the things that COVID-19 might be teaching us is a newfound love for and respect for the older generation, our older people. They seem to be particularly badly affected by the virus, but prior to it, there was a sort of a nasty streak of ageism going on, I think. Do you remember back before coronavirus? Seems like quite an ask. But if you think back to them, there was very definitely a sense of following on from the Brexit vote that old people had ruined the future of younger people. And then there was the whole Extinction Rebellion stuff. And again, it was old people had destroyed our futures. There's even a phrase, I don't know if you've come across it, okay, boomer. And it means baby boomer, older person. Your ideas, your thoughts are, your arguments are so stupid that I don't have the time or the energy to begin to refute them. So I'm just going to dismiss them and you by saying, okay, boomer. It's not nice. And as Christians, because humanity is made as the very pinnacle of God's craftsmanship, we should have no part in that or in any of the isms which riddle our society and our culture. We must not have anything to do with racism or ageism or sexism or classism, because every single human being is, as Andrew Wilson puts it, the Mona Lisa in God's collection of created beauty. That's both a staggering privilege and a fearful responsibility. We wonder at God's craftsmanship and skill because he is such a perfect creator God. Have a really good day today, I pray.